In defense of Robert Benfer. Gentlemen and gentlemen, you are about to be exposed to a 3-act monologue in which the case will be presented that Robert Benfer, one of the original popular videographers on the internet, deserves forgiveness. This video is a direct response to SeparateWay's video. While I will try to refrain from logical fallacies on the whole, I use ad hominem frequently. While I cannot promise that this video will be non-stop thrills, I felt compelled to make it and will do my best to present an alternative view to that of SeparateWay's. I regret to inform that I shall not be making 100 cuts-ins of memes to maintain the Zoomers' attention. This one's for the old-timers. Warning: the format which follows is one in which presents many facts and concepts first, then ties them together at the end. Those without a concept of delayed gratification may experience duress. Hello, I am 30 years old. Pause for laughter. I believe I first saw Robert Knox Benfer's videos when I was in middle school, but I may be mistaken. Such is the price of aging. With age, I have found that many of the artists I enjoy or have enjoyed do not match the image of them I conjured in my mind. I'm sure you yourself have heard a beloved actor or musician speak and found you were disappointed by their stupidity or political views. I also have some experience selling art online. I would make drawings and paintings, create prints of them, and sell said prints via Etsy and eBay. This will become more relevant as we progress. Act 2. Terms and taxes. Words mean things. The word scam means a trick, ruse, swindle, or cheat, and as a verb means to trick or swindle to perpetrate a fraud. Interactive. Ponder this question. Can one scam accidentally? Let's leave that in your noodle for now. Let's talk about theft. I mean taxes. In Texas, where Robert lived during the time periods in question, the tax rate for the self-employed is somewhere between 15 and 20%. If you sold a painting you made for $100, theoretically you owe Uncle Sam $15. Disclaimer: I am no expert and do not know definitively if Robert was required to pay taxes. Act 3. What do you mean things aren't free? When I wanted to make a painting, I used paint, brushes, and canvas. When I wanted to make prints of my paintings, I used a local print shop. When someone in another state bought a print, I used eBay or Etsy, and then the post office. You may be surprised to know that in each step, I had to pay money. Material costs exist and are real. Time and effort also have a cost. If I spent a week on a painting and never sold it, I have lost time, which is money. I say all this to further illustrate that nothing physical is free. Act 4. $58 or the price of grudges. Have you played RuneScape? If you're watching videos about Robert Benfer, odds are you have. And if you played during RuneScape's golden years, odds are also that you were scammed. I remember crying, yes, gentlemen, crying when my whip got scammed from me. Fast forward to maybe 5 or 6 years ago, I was scammed out of $80 trying to buy, brace yourself, Dogecoin. We defined the word scam, and thereby defined a person who commits scams. To be a scammer requires malice of forethought. The argument I am about to make to you is that Robert Benfer is not a scammer. Further, I will put forth that the small, and you will see that it is small, army of grudge bearers have actively hurt his career. All that follows is an analysis based upon facts presented by SeparateWay. When he was 24, Robert Benfer earned an estimated $125,000 from the sale of 5,000 DVDs at $25 each. You will notice that both material costs and taxes are missing from these already estimated figures. 15% of $125K is $18,750. That is not insignificant. So a 24-year-old in the Wild West years of the internet managed to make at least $100K off his funny internet videos. How common was this at that time? It wasn't. YouTube had no monetization. There was no roadmap to making money off videos as there is today. Do this, get X followers, do that, get paid, etc. It's also worth noting that Robert dropped out of high school and apparently had some sort of psychological issues going on. $100K is a lot of money for an awkward, my word, high school dropout. Following this success, Robert releases the infamous DVD which would become his sword of Damocles. Why wouldn't he? He charged $58 for the DVD. How many people received their DVD? Who knows? How much money did Robert make? We only know this. About 49 customers participated in an email chain claiming they did not receive their DVD. 58 times 49 is $5,800. Let's call it $6K, ignoring the aforementioned material costs. Now, this email chain, comprised of individuals bemoaning their $58, lasted from 2013 to 2017. 4 years. 58 divided by 4 years comes to about 4 cents a day. One might say some customers paid 4 cents a day to remain bitter about not receiving a product. Is it right that people did not receive something they paid for? No. Is it right that the movie I paid to see at the theater was bad? No. Is it right that people get mugged? No. Is it right that millions of products fail within weeks of their purchase? No. Is it right that governments steal from citizens? No. What am I indirectly saying? It is a logical fallacy, certainly, but it illustrates a point. How many of the above grievances do people seek active reparations from? At a certain point, it is not worth your time, energy, money, etc. to pursue justice. Lawyers have illustrated that ad nauseum. So these grudge bearers and the proselytes they create, people who are otherwise ignorant fans of Knox, have decided that not only is $58 worth staying angry for over 10 years later, as of 2023, but that it is quite literally worth a penny a day, 10 years as of 2023, to maintain the emotional attitude which will allow them to comment on every Robert Benfer video, thread, stream, etc., bringing up the source of their grudge. If you are allowed the fault of holding grudges, why isn't a 24-year-old high school dropout allowed the fault of handling his career poorly? This is the reality. You, a kid, sent Knox, another kid, money, and didn't get the toy you were promised. The perception is that this was done with malice aforethought, that Robert never intended to send out DVDs to customers. That would make him a scammer. My take. Robert got overwhelmed by the numbers. Keep in mind, sending out thousands of DVDs requires constant label making, address checking, DVD burning, title page printing, DVD image printing, post office trips, and so on. He got overwhelmed by the numbers, underestimated his ability to keep up with the orders, and became frustrated. He burned himself out, and instead of trying to refund the $6K to dozens of people, he simply did nothing. Possibly he felt that he deserved that money. Besides, how many of his videos have you watched for free? And in a situation like this, that's how you have to look at it if you want to continue to enjoy the artist's work. Have I gotten $58 worth of entertainment from Knox? It's hilarious to me that people today will spend hundreds on streamers, paying anywhere from $5 to $50 just to have some artistically barren, soulless content creator read their name or stupid little comment. Yet when one of the greats whose artwork inspired and entertained us as kids makes the mistake of being an imperfect man, we turn our backs on him. But more than that, there are those who turn others away from him by calling him a scammer. From the cult of victimhood, circle jerk rose a messiah, SeparateWay. Quote, his years of fraudulent sales ruined my view of him as a person and filmmaker who I looked up to, though I still enjoy and stand by his previous work. End quote. Here is my analogy or reconstruction of this statement, so that we may better see what SeparateWay is saying. My blanket isn't soft anymore now that I know it was made by children in sweatshops, though I still enjoy the warmth it gave me. I was going through SeparateWay's video again and paused randomly at 31:09. I had a list of ad hominem prepared, but this still frame struck me. I became sympathetic to SeparateWay. In him, particularly in the still at minute 31:09, I saw myself getting scammed out of a whip back in middle school, scouring the forums looking for ways to get it back, desperately trying to remember the name of the person who tricked me. What we see is SeparateWay on the phone with PayPal or something trying to get his whip back, knowing deep down that it is impossible. Why do I choose this metaphor? Because it is indicative of the time period, and it is impossible to capture that age of the internet unless you lived it. This glimpse into SeparateWay's soul, as corny as that sounds, disrupted the end of this video. Although my closing point about him can still be made, SeparateWay, and those who agree with him, believes he is owed more than the $58 he lost to Robert. He believes that after 10 years, he has not gotten $58 worth of entertainment from Robert Knox Benfer. SeparateWay's grand reveal of proof-positive damning evidence was Robert's comments on a stream at 33:16. I think watching this just made me more empathetic towards Robert. Robert did not have a stable home, and his jokes about checking himself into a mental hospital are saddening. Seeing him break on a stream doesn't show proof that he is a con man trying to get money for nothing. It shows a man suffering with the fact that he was born just a few years too early to make it on the internet. And every time he tries to reach just a bit higher, there'll be one of the $58 club to kick some more dirt in his face, to remind him he's nothing but a washed-up scammer. Thank you for your time. Thank you to SeparateWay for bringing this issue, in a hopefully final way, to the surface. I'm sure there are many faults in my video, but hopefully you can let them go.